Hello and welcome back here to Narvik for the fifth medal event of these 2026 FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. It's men's giant slalom day here. Run one coming up in just a few minutes time. Slight delay to the start time. It was scheduled to go out at 10 a.m. local time. We've delayed that by 30 minutes just to help set up the race track, putting some water down, some salt to harden that race surface for all of 139 starters on this first run start list. There's racer number one, the Slovenian, will be first to go here, Miha Ozerban. We have some exciting races. If you caught yesterday's women's giant slalom, it was a thrilling event, and this is sure to be nothing less of exciting. Watching these juniors race this course here in Narvik, these young talents looking to pick up their first Junior Worlds medals, or perhaps some, like the likes of Flavio Vital, the reigning champion in this giant slalom event, who's in the start gate looking to do a double, hold that title again. Some of these starters, this is their last year to compete at the Junior Worlds. They then move into the senior category. Some of these juniors have already picked up starts and good results at the Senior World Cup level, and for some, they're here for their first time. Let's look at the men's giant slalom run one start list. Ozerban for Slovenia gets us underway, followed by Spain with Sarah Kanta. Bakkeveg for Norway was second in the giant slalom last year. Sebastian Hagen for Norway was fourth. Then, with bib 6, Flavio Vital for France. Freddie Carrick-Smith for Great Britain was 6th last year, just outside of the podium finishes. And we will keep our eye on these runners all the way through the top 30 ranked racers. And then as we move out of the 30, these athletes trying to get inside the top 30 to get a good start on the second run. The fastest 30 from the first run will be flipped and go in reverse order. So the fastest in this first run will run 30th in the second, and then we'll go through the rest of the finishers. Everyone who finishes the first run moves through into the second run. We'll get a start and a chance to get a result here at these FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships in Narvik, the 45th edition of the Junior Worlds. This course has been set by the Austrian coach, Andreas Ominger. And second run will be set by a different coach. That will go to Sweden with Carl-Johan Oster. We're set to go out with the second run at 13:30. We will update you. So 1:30 p.m. was the scheduled time. With this 30-minute delay and this long start list, we will certainly update you with any new start time coming up for the second run. Greece on the start list, Brazil on the start list with Joshua Mackenzie and Patrick Bosma. Of course, Brazil, the Olympic Winter Game champion in this discipline. They took the title with Lucas Pinheiro Bratton. First ever winter medal, Olympic medal and gold. Let's go to the start. Myself, Britt Janik, FIS TV, here to bring you all of this live Junior World Ski Racing action from these beautiful slopes of Norway in Narvik, this fjordside ski town, 137 miles inside the Arctic Circle. We are here, and the weather is just about cooperating to allow us to go ahead with this fifth medal event of these Junior Worlds. Men's giant slalom, Miha Ozerban for Slovenia, out on course now. And we get a first good look at this first run course set. If you were watching the women yesterday, this is the same slope, same race hill, steep on this opening section. Lots of movement in the terrain, though it's not a straightforward hill. Right-footed delay, Ozerban making good work of this opening section. 19 years of age, from the same hometown as Slovenian ski champion Tina Maze of Koroskam. Races mainly in the giant slalom and slalom, competed in the Gangwon Youth Olympic Games of 2024. Just a small error there as he came off the steeps onto the flats. We'll watch that closely. And again, the errors on the lower part, the second half of this race course, are costly as it flattens out. So important to read all the terrain.
4 gates to go.
Ozerban for Slovenia. First racer out on course, crosses the finish line. Skis into, well, top spot. First racer, he sets the time of 1:05.11. We go quickly to Spain with Alex Ober-Serracanta, 20 years of age, at La Molina. Currently being coached by Noel Baxter, British racer himself. Has been coaching with the Spanish team for several seasons now. 1600ths of a second up, smooth and clean here on this opening section, making it look a little bit easier than what we saw from the Slovenian. A little more release coming from the turn on the lower part of the arc. So off the upper section for Serracanta, finds that tuck through the second intermediate, and he's off the pace by 1600ths of a second now. Flat light here on this first run, but that'll stay consistent and not quite as tough in the giant slalom. And what a midsection from Serracanta. Finds some more time and is a second ahead at that third intermediate, approaching the finish line now for Spain. Serracanta goes into lead by over a second ahead of the Slovenian.
Ahead, 1:01 ahead of Ozerban. Alex Ober-Serracanta is currently the
Rasmus Bakkaveg for Norway, first of the Norwegians in the gates, 21 years of age. Out of the Hemming Sport Club just outside of Oslo. Silver medalist in the giant slalom from Tarvisio a year ago. You can guarantee he's looking for one place and one place only. That's the take top spot here on his final year competing at the Junior Worlds. So he's within pace of the time set by Ober-Serracanta on the opening section. Rasmus Bakkaveg already picked up a medal at these Junior Worlds in the team combined, with Espen Bengtsson picking up bronze. Has 6 World Cup starts to his name, 1 top 30. That came at the end of last season in Hafjell in the giant slalom, where he was 17th. 0.21 off the pace at that third intermediate. A couple of turns left to go here through this final section. Bakkaveg looking to take top spot, and he does by 1800ths of a second here early in this first run. And that is excellent to see, on pace with that good strong run from the Spanish skier, but Bakkaveg goes just in front. Few Norwegians coming here back to back. Next up is Alexander Bergtorpe from the Stabæk Ski Club, 19 years of age. This is his first event of these Junior Worlds and his first time qualifying and competing at the Alpine Junior World Ski Championships. 0.25 off the pace. At that opening split. Starts to let the turn run release at the bottom of the arc as the run starts to flatten, and he has that space to do so, but he's not within touch at the bottom of the pitch. 0.66 off the pace now for Bergtorpe. Bakkaveg leads the way with Ober-Serracanta for Spain in second here early on this first run. 0.39, he's found a little bit of time through the mid part of this track. Bergtorpe for Norway. Oh, trying to close out these final turns using mostly the inside ski and losing some time on that last section. Goes third, 1.11 back. Norway are in the gate again with Sebastian Hagan. Fourth in the giant slalom of Tarvisio. We saw the Italian women take 2 medals in the women's giant slalom. I'd say it could be Norway with 2 on the podium, but that is to be seen Still 2 race runs. Oh, and a little bit of trouble there for Hagen. Good recovery, has that delay to reset his rhythm and tempo as he makes that error on the left-footed turn.
Very close. 400 trailing,
Competes and races out of the same club as Bergtorpet, Stuybeck, which is just outside of Oslo. 0.61 off the pace now for Sebastian Hagen. 3/10, found a little bit more time. It's Bakkevig for Norway that leads the way here early in this first run, just going through these top-ranked racers. Sebastian Hagen for Norway. Skis into 3rd position, 0.59 back. Strong ski, kept it close on the last part of the course. We go back to the top in the gate. Flavio Vital for France, gold medalist from Tarvisio a year ago in the giant slalom discipline. Has 17 World Cup starts to his name. His best finish on the World Cup was 10th place in Solden. Out of Club de Sport de Tignes. Finished his schooling, his IB with the Apex 2100 Ski Academy. That launched him, his results launched him right onto the French team. He's becoming stronger and stronger in the giant slalom discipline on the World Cup Tour. But here at these Junior Worlds, his final year as a junior, he's looking to claim another gold. 1 run at a time, 2 runs to close out this race. Starts to look for some speed here on the lower part of the track. He's 0.26 of a second off. Flavio for France through these final turns and crosses the finish line, goes 4th, 0.88 back. Losing some time on that final section, still within reach of the podium, but Bakkevig leads the way. Freddie Carrick-Smith on course now for Great Britain. His twin, Zach, will also be racing. His first World Cup start in Solden at the start of this season, the giant slalom. 4 World Cups in total, all coming this season. Six in this discipline from Tarvisio a year ago. His parents solely coaching himself, his brother, and his older brother, Luca, Emma Carrick Anderson, and Phil Smith. Incredible efforts from the two, and incredible results coming from the whole family. Incredible to see here. Freddie Carrick-Smith, smooth, clean, 0.46 back at the 3rd intermediate time, but it's from here, the 3rd intermediate to the finish, that's Key and Serracanta and Bakkevig. The two sitting 1 and 2 have skied it the cleanest on the closeout here. Freddie Carrick-Smith for Great Britain crosses the finish line, skis into 4th position, 0.75 back. Gives himself an excellent chance moving into the 2nd run. France are in the start again here. Nashua Marchand, 19 years of age. Skis out of the Club de Sport Serre Chevalier of Courchevel. He's from Serre Chevalier, and now at 15 years of age, moved to the Club de Sport of Courchevel.
17 to the red.
Competed at the Gangwon Youth Olympic Games, picking up a gold medal in the giant slalom discipline. So he has good talent in this discipline. A year ago in Tarvisio, he could only manage a 21st place finish. I'd love to have a top finish here in Narvik. 0.73 off the pace, the 2nd intermediate. Now here at the 3rd intermediate time, he's only off by 0.12 of a second. That was a good, clean section. Finding that balance of pushing the line, but staying clean on that turning ski, allowing him to carry speed. But now it's going a little bit too late and low in the line. Nashua Marchand for France crosses the finish line, goes 5th position, 0.83 back, just ahead of Vital. First Austrian out on course now with Florian Neumayer, 19 years of age, from Radstad. 18 starts on the Europa Cup Tour. I'm sure many of you listening are well versed in Alpine ski racing, but for those that perhaps aren't, the Europa Cup Tour is that stepping stone to launch up onto the Europa Cup Tour. You start to win and consistently finish in the points and top rankings in the Europa Cup Tour. That gives you the confidence that perhaps World Cup Tour is just around the corner. 8/10 off the pace, really pushing here on the lower part of the track for Neumayer. 0.51 off the pace now at that third intermediate. And these turns, they have the finish in sight here as they go down in this dip and over this rise. From our viewpoint, we see them disappear, but they can see the finish, and it's that risk of starting to just let it go a little too much. These turns still matter, and there you can see Neumayer losing over half a second, 0.6 of a second from that third intermediate to the finish. So Neumayer skis into 7th position. We go to Norway with Jarand Husby Haugen, 18 years of age, from Surnadal Club, which is just south of Trondheim. Haugen with 7 Europa Cup starts. The most recent ones from the Europa Cup races in Uppdal. It was a GS downhill and Super Gs. Finished just outside of the top 30. It's that top 30. If you finish in the top 30 on the Europa Cup Tour, that allows you to pick up points, improve your ranking in the Europa Cup standings, and get a start inside the top 30, similar to the World Cup point system. Well, this is a good run from Husby Haugen, the Norwegian. He has the green light, 0.38 of a second. Good clean skiing here from Husby Haugen for Norway. Racer number 10 skis in a top spot, and Norway go 1 and 2 here. Well, there is speed still to be found on this track. Very nice touch from Haugen on the turning ski. He's giving him that top spot. Felix Norris, first of the Germans, on course now. Bit of ski club Garmisch.
From Germany as the beat. Felix Norris, bib 11 from Germany. His first split.
Well, he has the green light here early on. We haven't seen that. 0.06 of a second up the first intermediate. Good opening section from the German skier Norris. 10 Europa Cup starts to his name.
The Norwegian line in sector 2.
Was most recently over in Asia, racing in the Far East Cup, resorts of Yongpyong, and now 0.83 off the pace as he makes that transition from steep to flat and gets to work on the lower part of this race course. And here's where the errors start to come. Those little small errors are costly here on this flatter lower section. It needs to stay clean on that turning ski, and the timing needs to be near perfect. And that's what we saw from Jarand Husby Haugen, who now leads the way for Norway. Racer 11, Felix Norris for Germany, skis into 11th position. Oh, such a strong opening section from the German skier, and he's furious. Peter Lunder for Norway, 20 years of age, on course, well established on the Europa Cup Tour, and has made that move up to the World Cup with 3 World Cup starts to his name this season. Made his World Cup debut in Levi in the Slalom in November, the start of this winter season. It's Norway that sit 1 and 2, Spain in 3rd with Aubert Serracanta, and Norway with Sebastian Hagen hold 4th. Freddie Carrick-Smith sits 5th for Great Britain, followed by 2 French skiers, Jules Marchand and Flavio Vital. Well, Peter Lunder, 0.72 off the pace, and now 1.35 off the pace of the 3rd intermediate time.
135 into the red.
I Slope on the lower part of the track. It holds up that snow surface for all of the racers yet to come here. Peter Lunder into 11th position. Racer 13 in the gate here with Charlie Woodbridge for France. Competed in the Super G and the men's team combined earlier this week. So this is third start here at these junior worlds. He's up by 1800ths of a second. Woodbridge out of the Coupe de Sport Courchevel. France sit 6th and 7th at the moment. Can Charlie Woodbridge get into the mix? Well, he's showing us that he has got something special here on the upper part of the track. 1700ths of a second into the lead, midway down this first run. It really is this lower section that is tough, challenging. Have to stay smooth on the turn. Oh, and he gets caught on the inside ski there through that delay gate, but he had the green light still. Oh, and Charlie Woodbridge nearly goes down. That takes the speed out of his skiing, and Charlie Woodbridge skis into 11th position, 1.47 back. Oh, well, those watching at the bottom, they saw the split times. Charlie Woodbridge doesn't know just yet how costly that error was. First of the Americans, Jeremy Knowlton out on course now. He was 8th in the giant slalom a year ago in Tarvisio. In Tarvisio, he skied across 4 disciplines, starting in the giant slalom, picking up results in the Super G, the slalom, and the downhill. From Park City, Utah, racing for Steamboat Springs Winter Sports and a member of the U.S. ski team, U.S. Junior Development Team. 0.46 off the pace at the second intermediate for Knowlton. 20 years of age. And this is last year competing at the Junior Worlds. 1.12 off the pace of the third intermediate time through these final turns for the American Jeremy Knowlton. And on this first run, he skied into 8th position for the moment, 1.13 back. Did well to not lose time from that third intermediate to the finish, as we've been seeing from many of the racers. Sweden are in the gate and out on course now with William Helgvist, 18 years of age. From the Lidingö Slalom Club, which is just outside of Stockholm. Made his Europa Cup debut this past December, so just starting to gain some experience on the Europa Cup tour. In the giant slalom discipline, still looking to find a top 30 finish on the Europa Cup tour. Here today in Narvik, he is charging down this first run course, finds himself 9/10 back at that second intermediate. Now 1.49 off the pace. Leading the way, Jarand Husby Haugen for Norway, followed by Rasmus Bakkaveg. And third position being held by Alex Albert Serracanta, the Spanish racer who was second out on course. And Helgvist skis into 14th position for Sweden, 1.54 back. Good recoveries there from the Swedish skier. We stay with Sweden here with Philip Jonsson. Oh, and errors from Jonsson for Sweden. He stays in the course, but that's a costly error. This highly competitive giant slalom race. Again, getting low and late in the line. It's not quite in tune with the rhythm of the course here on this first run. 3.93 back due to that error on the upper part of the course. Trying to stay in touch here.
Second run.
That will really throw off the game plan for Jonsson. Philip Jonsson for Sweden. He's made it through these final turns. Superb recoveries on the upper part of the track to keep him in the course, but the speed wasn't there. Into 16th position, Philip Jonsson. And we go back to the top, racer 17. Twin brother of Freddie, who we've already seen race, Zach Carrick-Smith, on course now. Had his World Cup debut just the other week in Kranjska Gora. In the slalom discipline, and here he is racing in the giant slalom. Freddie currently sits 5th. .43 off the pace for Zach Carrick-Smith at that second intermediate time. Picking up some top finishes in the FIS races that he's entering, slowly dropping those FIS points. That's key here in these early years as a FIS racer, moving into that FIS category. And Zach Carrick-Smith from bib 17 skis into 15th position, just under 2 seconds back of the lead of the Norwegian Haugen.
Very good run one. Hold it all the way through and also did the Norwegian line in second two.
Racers who've completed this race run at the bottom having a little discussion, chatting about what they thought about the course. There's some of the women getting ready for their slalom race going out tomorrow. As we move into the weekend, we move to the conclusion, the final races of these Junior Worlds, the 2 slalom events for men and women. Just a brief hold here. Racer number 18 in the gate is John Kerbaugh for the USA. Many friends and family have traveled here to Narvik to watch their athlete compete, and it's really created a fantastic atmosphere at the bottom of this race slope. John Kerbaugh getting ready to go here. Racer number 18 for the USA out on course now and attacks this opening run here of this men's giant slalom. 2-run race. Fastest over the 2 runs will take the Junior World Ski Championship gold medal. And Kerbaugh 0.62 off the pace out of Williston, Vermont. Races out of the Mount Mansfield Academy. In the Super G, earlier this week, he finished 24th. 1.11 off the pace at the second intermediate. Starts to really find the rhythm here on the lower part of this track. 1.71 off the pace now. Oh, a little bit of trouble on that delay gate. Lucky save there for Kerbaugh. And now through these final turns, John Kerbaugh for the USA, racer number 18, skis into 16th position, 2.17 back. Austria in their gate next with Isaiah Sturm. Sturm from St. Leonard's in Austria and has already been competing here at these Junior Worlds. was fourth in the mixed team parallel with his Austrian team just missing the medals, made it to the small final and lost out to Switzerland. Tight competition between Switzerland and Austria in the mixed team parallel. 1.27 off the pace. Oh, and he's gone quite wide on that red gate as he rolls over and into this lower section. Lots of rolling terrain. Not easy to find that balance of aggressive, my apologies, find my words here. That aggressive turn, but also having the finesse, that feel to let the skis run. And that's key here on this salted snow surface. Sturm for Austria, 17th position.
Second Austrian crossing line up the 17th position, 2:49 behind.
David Kastlunger for Italy out on course now. From Alta Badia, 18 years of age. Has found the top of the podium 6 times in the FIS, kind of the FIS level races. So all the races that they compete in below the Europa Cup or below the World Cup. There's varying levels of FIS events. And finding the win at that level is excellent from Kastlunger. Early in his 1.02 off the pace of the second intermediate for Kastlunger. And now here at the third intermediate, 1.40 off the pace. Top 15. Currently sitting in 15th position, Zach Carrick-Smith. So getting inside that top 15 is a great finish here. Kastlunger for Italy skis into 15th position. 1.68 back. Leading the way still, Haugen for Norway, Bakkeveg for Norway in second. We go to Great Britain. It's Jack Irving on course now, 20 years of age. Has competed at the Senior World Championships. That was in Solbach of 2025 with a 37th place finish in the giant slalom. He's competed at the last 2 World Juniors. Tarvisio was 5th in the giant slalom, and then before that, the races held in the Haute-Savoie region of France. He was 11th in the giant slalom. So showing that it gets better and better every time he pushes out of the start gate at the Junior Worlds. But he's gone wide there as he makes that transition on the lower part of this section. And that's a costly error on the flatter part of this race course. Here at the third intermediate, now finds himself 2.56 off the pace. Jack Irving here for Great Britain. Third British skier that we've seen push out of the start gate, and he skis into 19th position, 2.75 off the pace. Axel Lindenmeyer for the USA out on course now, racer 22. Years of age, out of Crested Butte Mountain. 0.47 off the pace at the opening split. His mom, Wendy Fisher, was a U.S. ski team member from 87 to 94 and competed in the 1992 Olympic Games of Albertville. So Lindenmeyer took his ski racing from the U.S. overseas, joining the academy based in team of Apex 2100, and that has allowed him to gain some good experience here on over in European soil. 1.81 off the pace for Lindenmeyer now. And approaches the finish line. Axel Lindenmeyer skis into 16th position, just outside that top 15. Losing much time from, he's right in there. Aurelio Wirsch for Switzerland on course now. Switzerland not as strong here. Perhaps on the men's giant slalom. Swiss champion Marco Odermatt has won a few medals at the Junior Worlds. He's competing at the moment on the FIS Ski World Cup Tour in Courchevel. Odermatt could claim his third Crystal Globe, but Odermatt won 4 gold medals at the 2018 Junior Worlds for Switzerland. But here we have Aurelio Wirsch out of Ski Club Valence, competed at the 2024 Junior Worlds. Didn't finish the giant slalom there. This is looking stronger here. His older brother Alessio also racing, with the Swiss program. And Wirsch skis into 16th position, 1.77 back. Just outside that top 15. Alan Herbersek for Slovenia. Next to go. Slovenia started this first run. Race Miha Ozerban sits in 11th position for Slovenia. Herbersek is 21 years of age from Maribor. 0.58 off the pace. 16 Europa Cup starts to his name. He competed in the Super G here in Narvik, finishing in 30th position. On the 18th of February was competing on the Europa Cup Tour in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Just finishing outside the points in the Super G, picking up a 42nd place finish. Third intermediate time, 2.07 off the pace for Herbersek for Slovenia. Racer number 24, Herbersek, tucks for the finish line, skis into 20th position. Arthur Hood for France from Val Thorens on course now. 2 French skiers, Paul Marchand and Vital, sitting in 6th and 7th. Charlie Woodbridge in 12th. Strong skiing here from the French skiers. And I remind you, the French have 4 golds already from these Junior Worlds. Were unbeatable in the opening 2 events for the women and the men. The Super G gold, women's team combined gold, men's Super G gold with Victor Hagiyat, and that also allowed them to have a good chance at winning the men's team combined golds, and they did exactly that. Arthur Hood now through this third intermediate, 1.41 off the pace, just running on the heels ever so slightly, using the tails of the skis here on the closeout. Arthur Hood from Val Thorens for France tucks across the finish line, skis into 14th position. Excellent ski from Arthur. Next on course now for Sweden, Nick Nyberg out of Åre. Åre is where the Women's World Cup Tour is set to be racing this weekend. Giant slalom and slalom races, final regular season races on the World Cup Tour ahead of the World Cup finals. Lots of points to be decided there. Nick Nyberg, 3 Europa Cup starts to his name in giant slalom, across giant slalom and slalom. 1.29 off the pace of the second intermediate, and here on the lower part of the track is keeping it clean and smooth, has barely lost a thing between interval 2 and 3. is off the pace by 1.31 of a second. This is inside the top 15 here for Nyberg. Racer number 26, Nix Nyberg for Sweden. Yes, skis into 11th position. Great ski from bib 26. We stay with Sweden here now with Liljenborg, 19 years of age. Competed in the Super G, finishing 28th. And then his teammate finished off the slalom portion, the men's team combined, and they finished 6th overall. He's from just north of Stockholm. 2.01 off the pace for Liljenborg of Sweden. This is his first start at the Junior Worlds. Course crew working hard to keep this race piece in excellent condition. It takes a lot of hands to put an event together like this one. 23rd position for Liljenborg of Sweden. Could be inside the top 30 and a good start. We go to the Italian Enrico Valentino Zucchini, 20 years of age. Has an older brother, Francesco, who races as well on the Europa Cup Tour for the Italian team from the ski racing camp. Approaching the second intermediate time here. Zucchini now, the Italian. 1.53 off the pace. 11 starts on the Europa Cup Tour for Enrico Valentino Zucchini. 27th in the giant slalom race of Tarvisio, Junior World Ski Championships from a year ago. Through these final turns, Enrico Valentino Zucchini, the Italian, crosses the finish line, skis into 20th position. That should stick for a good start on the second run.
Next up, Thomas
Holtscher, the Chilean, on course. Racer number 29. Sister Rosario is also racing here at these Junior Worlds, both out of La Parva in Chile. 2 Olympic game starts for Thomas Holtscher at the recent Winter Games of Milano Cortina, competing at the Alpine events in Bormio, finishing 24th in the slalom and 30th in the giant slalom. Didn't finish in the Super G, and was also part of the Chilean team in the mixed team parallel. Unfortunately getting knocked out in round 1. Holtscher now 2.22 off the pace. We have 28 racers in the finish. Just a few DNFs. And skis into 23rd position. My apologies, not a DNF on this track yet. I don't want to jinx it. That's incredible. A great sign here of the course set and also the condition, the work that's been put into keeping this course in good condition. Icelander on course now with Bjarni Thor Hauksen.
6100s into the red.
Competed in the Junior Worlds 2 seasons ago in Saint-Jean-d'Alpes and was 30th in the giant slalom. Here this week for these events in Narvik at these Junior Worlds, we have over 20 different nationalities represented from the volunteers alone. That's absolutely incredible, coming from all over to put their hands in and help. Side slipping, gate judging, up late. They're out here once the race is finished. They are on the slope still, helping with the organization crew, the jury, to prep the course as best as possible. And Hauksson for Iceland skis into 26th position. Racer number 30 is in the finish. We go quickly up to racer 31 for the Italians, Lorenzo Garosa. Out of the sport club Esercito, which is based in Courmayeur. Courmayeur, also where Federica Brignone is from. Double gold medalist at the Milano Cortina Olympic Winter Games, along with many globes to her name and World Cup victories. Oh, and he catches his arm on the gate. Still in the course here for Garosa, but that error was costly, and it's cost him quite some time. He's into 30th position. Italy on course here with Jakob Frangelin. .117 off the pace at the third intermediate. He's very much in touch here. Could be inside the top 15. Racer number 32, the Italian Jakob Franzelin, crosses the finish line, skis into 7th position. Oh, wow. What a ski from the Italian. Oh. Everyone losing time from that third intermediate to the finish, and well, Franzelin found some extra time. That could be one to watch on the second run, because he's just skied down here from bib 32 on a rougher course than some of the others with an excellent time. Attila Eberhard Banye for Hungary is on course now, 20 years of age. Competed at the European Youth Olympic Festival of 2023, which was held in Tarvisio. He was 19th in the giant slalom there. Here in this first run is skied into 30th position for the moment, 2.86 back. Jack Spencer on course now for Switzerland. Spencer out of Gstaad. The silver medalist in the men's team combined in Tarvisio with his teammate Janet Gabin. Strong Super G skier. Has some points on the Super G Europa Cup Tour. Jack Spencer now approaching the finish line for Switzerland. Skis into 23rd position. A little shake of the head, but I think that should hold for the top 30. Give him a good start in the second run. We go to the French skier Pierre-Antoine Damvin out of Valsigny. Competed in the men's team combined here in Narvik, picking up an 8th place finish. .54 off the pace at the third intermediate time. Top 15 are separated by 1.51 of a second, and Damvin skis in a 13th position. He goes the 10th faster than the 15th place finisher and gets inside the top 15. Oh, and troubles here for Victor Hagiga. This is the gold medalist in the Super G discipline and gold in the men's team combined with Paul Marchand. And Paul Marchand skied the slalom portion of the team combined. Paul Marchand for France currently sits 6th. 2.45 back. at the third intermediate time, but those errors on the top of this race course have been costly, and he nearly misses the last gate. Skis into 28th position for the moment. On course now, Louis Stuckey for Switzerland from Zermatt. 2 Europa Cup starts to his name. And those have both come in the slalom discipline this season. Back in January in Crans-Montana. 3.23 off the pace at the third intermediate. Ooh. Needs to stay with that outside turning ski the whole length of the arc. Louis Stuckey for Switzerland skis in a 35th position, just outside that top 30. Racer number 38 on course now. For Norway, Hartford Kaviel Ilias, and that's a DNF for the Norwegian. Skiing out on the upper part of this race course. Racer 39 for Switzerland, Giuliano Fuchs. From Gratchen. 20 years of age. This is final year, eligible to be competing at the Junior Worlds. Oh, hang on. Rut helped him ever so slightly. You can see the groove starting to develop. The light is flat, and we can barely see the ruts. The racers is probably thereabouts the same. So there's a rut forming, and it's also not the easiest to see. The key here is to find that rut, ski with the rut, not fight against it, in order to be able to carry good speed. And we saw that from the Italian Jakob Franzelin from bib 32, skiing into 8th position. My apologies, skiing into 7th, bumping the French skier, reigning the gold medalist from this discipline, Fabio Vitali, now sits 8th. And Giuliano Fuchs for Switzerland skis into 20th position, well inside the top 30. That'll give him a good start for the second run. On course now, William Karlsson. Still some strong skiers to go here on this first run. Many skiers still waiting, will be waiting some time for their first run. Watching these early racers, watching how the course runs and flows, I'm sure. 139 racers on this first run start list here in the men's giant slalom. William Karlsson for Sweden skis into 35th position. Benno Brandes for Germany, now out on course. Out of Oberstdorf, 19 years of age. He's a gold medalist in the Gangwon Youth Olympic Winter Games of 2024 in the Super G discipline. He was also the gold medalist in the Tarvisio Junior Worlds a year ago in the Super G. So Super G, definitely his strongest discipline. Oh, and he's really clipped the gate, pulls that red gate out of the snow, hooks the inside arm. Benno Brandes for Germany makes it to the finish line, skis into 25th position. Oh, you will be watching closely to see if that holds. Good ski from the German. On course now for Italy, Luca Ruffinoni. 19 years of age.
Luca Ruffinoni, Italy, second stage, 157.
Finished 16th in the Super G. Just earlier this week on Monday. First medal event for the men here at these Junior Worlds. The downhill being cancelled due to adverse weather and snow conditions. 21st position for Ruffinoni from bib 42. Yeah, a little nod of the head there. Good ski. He's done what he needs to do on this first run. That's so key now. These racers starting outside of the top 30 They know that it's key to get inside the top 30. When they reverse 30 for the second run, they'll get that good clean course and a good start. Give them a good chance to move up. Do that. We call that the charge from the second run charge. Errors coming already in these early turns from Christopher Litsch for Austria. Litsch lives and races, has grown up skiing in Kitzbühel. First start here. At these junior worlds for Christopher Litsch, and there with 2.45 back, that's the air at the opening section on those first couple of turns, and it's just thrown his confidence off a little bit. Good strong skier, you can see the technical skills are there, but on race day it's important to blend those, take those technical skills, lift them up, have that belief that you can ski the course fast. Litsch for Austria, racer number 43, crosses the finish line, skis into 41st position. Argentina are on course now with Nicolas Quintero. Quintero has had some starts, 4 starts at the Senior World Ski Championships of Solbach in Austria 2025. In the Giant Slalom, Slalom Downhill, and the Super G. Didn't manage to finish the Slalom or the Giant Slalom, but here in Narvik, he's finishing this first run. Good fight from Quintero, skis into 35th position, 2.57 back. Racer 45 now, Max Holtzinger, out of Rotak. Young on the German team, here at his first Junior Worlds. Recently competing at the Junior National Championships, picking up a 3rd place finish in the Giant Slalom. And you know, the FIS point system, that was where he just recently picked up his best ever point score in the Giant Slalom. So that will improve his start number as new lists come out. 34th position for Holtzinger, just missing the top 30. 46 out on course now. Raphael Zangerl for Austria, out of ski club in Funz.
Raphael Zangerl, Austria, 176 training at split 2, 45 at split 1, split 3 for Zangerl, Alsace 197. Split 47, Jake Kurtis Knight.
Raphael Zangerl, racer number 46 for Austria, skis into 27th position. Oh, 1.99 off the pace. That just might hold. We go to the Canadian, Jake Curtis Knight. Oh, and he's skied out. Your bronze medalist from the men's Super G. I know his mom, Louise Knight, is at the finish watching. She too, an ex-CAS Canadian Alpine Ski Team member, was also once a physiotherapist with the Canadian ski team. His dad, Mike Curtis, is over on the men's World Cup tour. He's the director of operations for FIS, has done that for years. So both incredibly proud of their son, Jake Curtis Knight. But it's a DNF on this Giant Slalom first run. We go to the American next, out on course, bib 48, Alex Krupka, at a ski and snowboard club, Vale. Has some top 5 finishes on the NORAM circuit, which is the North American Tour, B Tour, that launches you onto the World Cup, like that Europa Cup Tour, the European Tour, that runs similarly points-wise to the World Cup. The more you finish inside the top 30, the more points you collect, which gives you a start number inside the top 30. Oh, and Krupka has gone down on the lower part here. Oh, a shame for the American.
Nordic
Racer number 49 on course. And just as we go to him further down, Moritz Zudrell has lost a ski. And that's a DNF for the Austrian. On course now, Maximilian Hodder from Mountain Mansfield Academy, 20 years of age. Also taking part in his second year with the Apex 2100 postgraduate group. They race and they train out of Pozzo di Fassa in Italy. Picked up his first ever podium finish on the NorAm Tour with a second place in the Slalom back on the 12th of February. 2.47 off the pace of the second intermediate time for Hodder.
Maximilian Hodder, USA.
Top American at the moment is Jeremy Nolting, seen in 9th position. Axel Lindenmeyer sits in 23rd. And Hodder now through these final turns from bib number 50. It might not be inside the top 30, but it's a finish here on the first run, putting him in 41st position. Not easy conditions for these later starters here on this giant slalom track. But that's what they would have expected, these later starters. They're watching it change coaches on the side of the run or giving a report up to let them know what the track is like. And each and every one of these racers pushing on the start gate, they have a game plan, an approach. And your game plan when the track is getting a little bit rutted is different when it's a hard, icy surface. But still, that's the skill of the Alpine ski racer, to know how to adapt to the different conditions. Alexander Ack-Schwartz from bib 51 for Sweden crosses the finish line into 37th position. Holding 30th for the moment is Giuliano Fuchs. That time gap from first to 30th position is 1.75 of a second. There's a tie for 31st between Luca Rifinoni and Aurelio Wirsch, 1.77 back. Just getting bumped out. Oh, my apologies. That's 20th and 21st position. Switzerland are on course now with Emmerich Hanart. Emmerich Hanart, 2 Europa Cup starts to his name. Approaching the finish line here. Emmerich Hanart for Switzerland skis in a 36th position. 30th position currently being held by the Chilean Thomas Holzer, 2.26 back, tied with Alan Hirbasek, the Slovenian. On course now, racer number 53 for Iceland, Matthias Christensen. 2 Europa Cup starts also for him. 2.34 off the pace at the third intermediate. Matthias Christensen on course now. Racer number 53. 34th position for Christensen, right in front of his teammate Hauksson of Iceland. Thomas D'Ambrogio for Italy on course now from Sosdu in Italy, on that northwest corner of Italy, right next to Bardinecchia. D'Ambrogio now 2.80 off the pace. And again, these racers will keep a close eye on that target time to get inside the top 30. Holzer of Chile and Hirbasek of Slovenia tied at the moment. 2.26 back. It's close. You'd need to have a good clean run here, and it's getting harder and harder for these later starters as D'Ambrogio skis into 42nd position. Finland are on course now with Alti Puro. Alti Puro, one of the members of the Finnish team who picked up the silver medal in the mixed team parallel. They made it to the big final to challenge Sweden. It really could have gone either way. It was Piro, who had been skiing so incredibly fast each and every one, and that did help Finland get through each round. It was a really exciting event. And here in this first run of the men's giant slalom for bib 55 for Finland, Alti Piro skis into 48th position. Stanislaw Sarzinski for Poland on course now. 1.63 off the pace. That's that second intermediate as they drop off that the steeper upper section. And it really is two different tactics here on this course. Working the steeps on the upper part and then the flatter terrain on the lower part. 1.78 off the pace. This is inside the top 30 here for the Polish skier, Sarzinski. Tucks for the finish line, and he's done it. Skis well into the top 30, into 20th position. That knocks the Chilean and the Slovenian out of the top 30. Next for the Spanish, we have the top Spanish skier in third position, medal position going into the second run of Alex Aubert Serracanta. The Spanish skier is being coached by Noel Baxter. The British coach has been working with the Spanish team for some time now. Mark Ubero Cherco of Spain has surely had a good course report, possibly a chat with his teammate Serracanta after his run. 2.39 off the pace. From bib 57, Ubero Cherco goes into 42nd position. From bib 57. Racer number 58 in the start gate with David Janda of the Czech Republic. Just briefly being held in the start here as we get to take in the views of the sea below this stunning fjord town of Narvik here in Norway. The racer for Czechia out on course now, David Janda. Recently competing down in Germany, the German National Junior Championships, and didn't finish there. A couple of DNFs on his recent starts, so this would be good to put down a clean first run and give himself a chance to close out the race on the second run. 2.88 off the pace for Janda. Oh, hold on here. Getting pushed a little bit late on the low on the line. Having to fight the bottom of the turn. And now he's made it here. A couple of turns to go. And David Janda for Czechieski's into 52nd position. Michael Huber for Germany on course now. Racer number 59. Top finisher for the moment for Germany is Benno Brandes, currently sitting in 27th position, so he could be one of our early starters on the second run. John Kerba of the USA, currently sitting in 30th position, and Michael Huber for Germany skis into 51st. For Ireland, George Brown on course now. Races for Team Evolution. 3.13 off the pace. Has recently been competing in Bormio, where the English Championships have been held. Some FIS races there. Didn't finish in the slalom or the giant slalom, skiing out in the second run. So putting together this two-run race would be good here for George Brown of Ireland. Racer number 60 now approaching the finish line. And George Brown has skied into 56th position.
56th position so far. 5:30 trailing. around Frisbee. Norway. Tomacek first 2200s behind Alpine 136.
On course now for Czechia, Aldo Tomasek. Good opening section for Tomasek. Second split time is good too, 2.38 off the pace now at the third intermediate. Target time to get inside the top 30 is 2.17 seconds back of the lead. Aldo Tomasek of Czechia skis into 40th position, 2.55 back. Andorra are next out on course with Alvar Calvo Santos. Two Europa Cup starts for Santoras in Andorra. Race is being held in Soldeu back in February of 2025. Oh, but he's gone down. Skis through that gate. And that's a DNF for the Andorran racer, Alvar Calvo Santos. Might have to take a moment here and fix that gate, as a course volunteer helps him with his equipment. Ziggy Vrojak on course now for Croatia, racer number 63. Ziggy competed in the men's team combined. Ziggy Vrojak for Croatia approaches the finish line here. Racer number 63 here on this first run of the men's giant slalom, skis into 58th position.
Ziggy Vrojak, Croatia, 58th position so far. Kazimierz Zieloczki, Poland is next. We have 64, you can see there on the big screen. Top of Wilhelm Jaeger, 343
Dawaj Kazik, jedź!
On course now, racer number 64, Kazimierz Ziolkowski for Poland. Polish skier Stanisław Sarzinski had a beautiful first run. Very skillful skiing on this rough and bumpy track from bib 56, skied into 20th position. That's the highest bib number that has skied into the top 30. Benno Brandes with bib 41 in 27th, and Raphael Zangerl of Austria wearing bib 46 currently holds 28th position. The leaders still at the top. Some of the early starters. Jarand Husby Haugen, who was 10th out of the gate, is leading the way. Oh, and our Polish racer has gone down. Kazimierz Ziolkowski has skied out here on the first run. Racer number 64 will be a DNF. Lucan Garitano Iturbe for Spain out on course now. Young Spanish skier in his second year as a FIS ski racer. In this was 43rd in the Super G, but giant slalom and slalom are stronger disciplines. And he's competing here today. Will compete again in the slalom. 4.02 off the pace at the third intermediate. Just needs to adjust his tactics ever so slightly, running quite direct at the turning gate, not giving him the space to really create a good arc and strong arc to then release after the gate at the bottom of the turn. 56th position for Garitano Utuber. Just some small adjustments there for the Spaniard. On course now, Robert Clark for Switzerland from Lausanne. Finished 20th in the Super G.
Next at the start gate will be Neil Kamada, Japan. Swiss skier Robert Clark, 3:23 training at split 3.
Robert Clark skis into 48th position, just over 3 seconds back of the lead of the Norwegian Jarand Husby Haugen. Rasmus Bakkevig of Norway is second. Alex Aubert Serracanta for Spain sitting in third. 3 Norwegians in the top 5 at the moment. On course now for Japan, Nio Kamada, attending the Waseda University for Europa Cup starts for Waseda in Crans Montana in the slalom, and also in Valdebassa Oberegen. Nio Kamada for Japan, racer number 67, skis into 61st position. Marko Samardzev for Bulgaria on course now, racer number 68.
Bulgarian skier, lost 286, trailing at split 2. At the 500 at split 1. Dmitry Shepard, Ukraine will be next.
Samardzev of Bulgaria on the lower part of this track now. Looks as though the track is holding up well. Definitely a groove and a rut there. So these later starters having the more challenging conditions. 60th position for the Bulgarian racer. Racer number 69 on course now is Dmytro Shepyuk of Ukraine. Attends the School of Higher Sportsmanship in the Ukraine. 4 Olympic Winter Games starts for Shepyuk at the most recent Olympic Winter Games of Milano Cortina, competing in the giant slalom, downhill, and Super G, picking up points, finishes across all 4 disciplines. Huge accomplishment for Shepyuk. The Ukrainian now approaching the finish line. Dmytro skis into 54th position. Spain are on course now, racer number 70 with Roger Barcello Castellet. Finished 37th in the Super G race at the beginning of these Junior Worlds. And again, it was the Super G races that got these competitions underway, the downhill being cancelled due to adverse weather and snow conditions. So it's great to see that we are rolling now. This is the 5th medal event of these Narvik Junior World Ski Championships. And racer 70 has skied into 56th position for Spain. On course now is Jonas Boas of Belgium, racing for the Snow Valley racing team. Has 2 Senior World Championships start from Solbach in the giant slalom and the slalom, picking up 2 finishes there. 3.81 off the pace here for Boas of Belgium. Racer number 71, Jonas Boas for Belgium, skis into 56th position.
Belgium goes 56 to
Third racer for Slovenia on course now. Slovenia got this first run underway. And here on course is Matik Gracovic. Didn't finish in the Super G. And Matik Gracovic crosses the finish line, skis into 61st position. On course now for Croatia is Hrove Hilucic, and he is the younger brother of Zrinka Lucic, who you may recognize that name. She's the overall Slalom Globe winner on the Audi FIS Ski World Cup Tour of last season, of the 24-25 World Cup season. And here we have Prove Lucic for Croatia approaching the finish line from bib 73, skis into 66th position. Gives himself a chance for a second run, 18 years of age. On course now, Ondrej Barnas for Slovakia.
Slovakia in 75 on top of the 11 red bar is Phoenix Sucks, Australia.
4.44 back at the third intermediate time. And these are the turns here. As they get rough, it gets harder to keep that clean arc on the turning ski, which then allows the racer to carry more speed, link the turns together more easily. The bumps and ruts make it more challenging. 62nd position for the Slovakian racer Barnas. Racer 75 on course now, Felix Sachs of Australia.
Felix Sachs, Australia, 75. 139, that is.
Now Sachs 4.19 off the pace at the third intermediate time. Racer 75 of Australia, Felix Sachs, crosses the finish line, skis into 62nd position, and he will be back for the second run. Just a brief update, that second run will go ahead at 2 p.m. local time, 30-minute delay on that set regular scheduled time, as this first run was delayed 30 minutes. On course now, racer number 76, Toby Jackson of New Zealand, out of Team Mount Hutt in New Zealand, which is a ski area not far outside of Christchurch. Skied and trained there myself. Fantastic ski area in New Zealand. Lots of great skiing there. And for Toby Jackson, he finishes and skis into 65th. The next racer skis out of Denmark, Sebastian Beyer-Stanov, is not back for a second run. Patrick Forchek of Czechia on course now. Patrick Forchek competed in the Senior World Ski Championships of Saalbach in 2025, February of 2025, competing in the downhill Super G and the team combined. 20 years of age. .88 off the pace at the first intermediate, and now 2.66 back for Forchek. Oh, and he's gone wide. That red gate is key. The timing of the turn as it rolls over, that slight little breakover and roll has challenged Forchek, and he skis out on this first run. On course now. Oh, Ian Menzies has just skied out of the course, lost all of his speed, and that'll be a DNF for the British skier Ian Menzies. Racer number 80 is in the course, in the gate now. My apologies. Harry Duncan. Harry Duncan of Great Britain on course now.
Harry Duncan, Great Britain.
.11 back at the opening split. Oh, and he has crashed out as well. Oh, that's a shame. Two British racers back to back had waited all that time. Harry Duncan. now attending college, an alumni of the Apex 21 Ski Academy, 2100 Ski Academy. Let's have a look here. Drops into that turn. That's the ruts that are developing. Just is caught a little bit on the inside ski, not enough pressure on that outside ski to keep the ski intact, and that binding releases. Unfortunate for the British racer. Back to the top, racer number 81, Oliver Tabako of Slovakia, awaits his start. Just fixing some gates on the course as we have a brief hold here with racer number 81, Oliver Tabako, in the start gate, the Slovakian racer. Tabako ready to go now, pushes out of the start gate on course with racer number 81. Gets into the rhythm of these early turns. Good tactics here from Tabako. Oh, but now the recoveries come, gets thrown. As you see these opening gates, it dips and drops a little bit low as they pass the gate, and then you get this little hump and rise between the gates. He's managed that opening section well. Good balance and pressure over that turning ski, that outside foot. 2.86 off the pace for Tabako, and now goes a little bit wide on that crucial left-footed red gate. .24 off the pace now for bib 81, the Slovakian racer Oliver Tabako. Tabako tucks for the finish line, skis into 67th position here on this first run. Harrison Adkins of Great Britain on course now. 3.62 off the pace, goes wide on that left-footed turn. Now on the lower part of the track here, races for Team Evolution. Has started twice on the Europa Cup Tour. Harrison Atkins started in Bakaira in the slalom back in February. Didn't finish those two races, but pushed out of the start gate. Has that Europa Cup experience nonetheless. Racer number 82, Harrison Adkins, skied into 72nd position. Netherlands are on course now with the Laurens Koff Snow Sport Academy Racing team. Has recently been racing in Pozzo di Fassa in the national junior races, picking up a third and won a slalom there. Slalom, the stronger of his disciplines, being across both tech disciplines, the giant slalom and the slalom. Racer number 83, Laurens Koff of the Netherlands, skis into 72nd position here in this first run of the men's giant slalom in Narvik. Christian Chege Pedersen on course now for Denmark. Oh, and he has skied out here. He won't go through to the second run. On course now for Kazakhstan, Alexander Korobov Just struggling with the conditions here on this opening section, these steeps. Not easy. These later runners are really being challenged to the fullest with these conditions. The course crew and race committee doing their best to keep it good right to the very end here. Side slippers running regularly down the track. Usually send 2 at a time to slip after every few racers to try and smooth out that rut. Korobov here at the third intermediate time, 5.26 off the pace.
5:26 trailing, split 3, Alexander Korobov, this is down. 4 gates to go. His first run at 2026 Junior World Ski Championships with the Giant Slalom and Finland. Ranks currently 73rd. Rapolas Lapienis, Lithuania, on course, goes for 147. 359 at split 2. The point of Lapienis. Rapolas Lapienis, Lithuania, second place 147. Third split for Lapienis. Final 2 to him. Bastian Bickner, Chile, is next. Double killer in the car. There's race course. We have Rapolas, Latvian, Lithuania across the finish line in 69th position. 5:52 trailing Lara Hustihagen Norway. Bastian Bickner will be next.
We have bib 87 in the start. Apologies for just cutting out there. Rapolas Lapienis of Lithuania skied into 69th position. We have Sebastian Birkner for Chile in the start gate. '87 Sebastian Birkner on course now for Chile.
On course. Bid 87.
Out of the University of Católica.
Sebastian Bickner, first split. 113 trailing leader. Around the Hustihagen Norway. Bastian Bickner, second split. Chilean racer. 219 to go.
And Birkner now on the lower part of this track.
372.
2.72 off the pace here for Birkner. Good ski here from the Chilean.
From Chile, bib 87, Sebastian Birkner, 1 gate to go.
Birkner skis into 63rd position, just under 5 seconds back from bib 87. That's a good strong ski from Chile.
On course, we have Hemi
On course now, Hemi Milky of New Zealand. Racing out of the Wanaka Snow Sports Club.
Thomas Khan, Unor Lang from
Milky.
Turkey. Will be next.
His younger sister Shelby, who was ski racing herself, but now has switched to compete in golf.
5:77.
Hemi Milky of New Zealand, racer number 88, approaching the finish line here and skis into 77th position, giving himself that second run to close out this giant slalom race.
New Zealand goes
On course
77.
now for Turkey, Thomas Kan Onol Lang.
Thomas Thomas Onol Lang, Thomas Kahn Onol Lang. Third split, 5:38, trailing leader, 5:38.
Thomas Kahn Onol Lang for Turkey. Racer number 89 here on this men's giant slalom run number 1. The skis into 76 position, 6.03 back. Albert Presler of Denmark on course now. His first event here at these Junior Worlds. Oh, he's gone wide. Can he still make it? And he loses all his speed. Still in the course here. Oh, and that's one too many airs. Hits that berm a little bit and skis out. That'll be a DNF for Albert Presler. Next to go is Emeric Guerlo of Portugal, of the Vanoise Ski Academy. He's born in France, resides in France, competes under the Portuguese flag.
Emeric Guerlo from Portugal, 3:57 trailing at Weber, split number 2. Number 3 for Guerlo from Portugal shows his 4:72 trailing. Arnold Alexander Stockade. Towards the finish line.
He won. Emeric Guerlo of Portugal has crossed the finish line, skis into 71st position. Improves his start number for the second run. Racer number 92 on course now. The racer from Iceland, Alex Arnorsson. Two other teammates of Iceland are in the finish and will be in the second run. Iceland currently sitting in 35th and 36th with Christensen and Hauksson. And now on course here, Arnorsson. Racer number 92 being cheered on through these final turns from those watching, his family and friends watching at the bottom. Skis into 80th position. On course now, Noel Major of Hungary. Racing for the Next Level Sports Club. Recently down in Austria, competing in some slalom events. Didn't finish a string of races back to back, so here in Narvik, looking to complete the 2 runs, the technical events, 2-run races. Fastest combined times is gives us the overall winner at the end of the 2 runs. 81st position for Major on course now. Nick Zondag of the Netherlands. National championships for the Netherlands were held in Reiteralm in Austria. He competed there and had a 40th place finish in the giant slalom, but here at Junior Worlds, skis out in this first run. We go to Finn McCaw of New Zealand, out of the Queenstown Alpine ski team known as Quast. Competed in the Super G earlier this week, didn't finish, and is fighting to get to the finish here. Finn McCaw, surely. Has done enough on the opening part of this race course down those steeps. It's a little bit rock and roll here on the first run. It will be the same on the second run. Of course, crew just moves out of the way quick enough as he's trying to fix the gates, as these racers are running in 45-second intervals from now right to the end to racer number 139. to Finn McCaw, skis into 80th position. And the next racer, Paweł Balas of Poland, has skied out from Zakopane, won't finish the first run and is out of today's race. On course now for Denmark, Alexander Boniolo Lund from the FIS Alpine Ski Club. Has started twice on the Europa Cup Tour. Didn't finish the Super G, which went out just on Monday, earlier this week. Alexander Boniolo Lund for the Netherlands is battling through this first run. That nice balanced position is allowing him to make this course look a little bit smoother than it is. Racer 97 moves up a fair number, skis into 73rd position. Christos Boas of Belgium on course now. Racer number 98 of the Snow Valley racing team. Was racing in Potte di Fassa, the national junior races, just on the 6th and 7th of March, so just a few days ago. 2 back-to-back slalom races where he finished 2nd and 6th. Some good finishes there in the slalom event.
Next day to go, race run 1, the men's junior World Ski Championships, 2026 edition.
Racer 98 across the finish line, Christos Boas of Belgium, skis into 84th position. Racer 99, Ruben Loos of the Netherlands on course now.
99. Ruben Loos, 472 trailing, split 2.
Trying to carry as much speed as he can on the lower part of the course while still keeping the suspension in the legs to deal with these ruts and bumps. Ruben Loos for the Netherlands crosses the finish line into 84th position. On course now, racer number 100, Diane Bruin of the Netherlands. Attends the Rocky Mountain College in the USA, and that's where he has been racing. So attending school over in the US. He's recently been racing at the Bridger Bowl ski area university event. A string of DNFs for Diane Bruin of the Netherlands. But a good clean ski here on the first run for Bruin, skis into 81st position. Racer number 101 is Jakub Hlavon of Czechia. .20 off at the third and final split time. And Hlavon, racer number 101. This has been and will still continue this long first run. So great. All of these different nations, all of these racers gain a chance here at these Junior Worlds in the giant slalom discipline. On course now, Idris Yannick of resides in France. Resides in France, racing under the Moroccan flag, and Idris Yannick crosses the finish line skiing into 83rd position. Kazakhstan on the course now. Rostislav Kokhlov competed at the Olympic Winter Games of Milano Cortina, competing in the men's giant slalom. Slalom finished the giant slalom race with a 51st place result. Was 49th in the Super G here in Narvik. This 45th edition of the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships, being hosted here in this stunning fjordside town of Narvik. Rostislav Kokhlov has finished this first run skiing into 83rd position. Racer 104 on course now of Brazil, Lucas Leopoldo Ottoni. Has been competing over in the US, gaining some experience here in his second year as a FIS racer, 17 years of age. Has been waiting some time for this first race run at his first ever Junior Worlds. Racer 104, Ottoni for Brazil, skis into 86th position. Jonas Terbece of Monaco on course now. '42nd in the Super G. He was 5.31 off the pace at that third and final intermediate. Managing the lower part of this track quite nicely from bib 105. Oh, and he nearly goes down there. Recovers to make it around these final three turns. And Terbece of Monaco skis into 82nd position. Kan Goydas of Turkey on course now. Kan Goydas has made it through the steeps on the upper part of the track. Now on the closeout here, 6.78 seconds back. We have We have 91 racers in the finish here on this first run so far, and Goydas skis into 90th. Still more racers to come as we start to get to the final 30-odd racers of this first run. Second run has been delayed by 30 minutes. It'll go ahead at 2 p.m. local time. Give the race committee and course crew a chance to clean up the slope, set the second run course, and then the athletes will go ahead and inspect that course. Inspection was due to start at 12:30 p.m. We're only at 12:15, so the delay on the first run has caused the delay throughout the schedule of today's event. Lapo Cirlotanda of Albania crosses the finish line and skis into 93rd position. On course now is Corentin Gattignol of Portugal. Well, it is and has been a fantastic turnout here at these races the whole length of this week. And I'm sure it will continue into the weekend for the closeout of these Junior World Championships. Gattignol for Portugal skis into 86th position. Racer number 109 is Sviatoslav Vatovic of the Ukraine. 48th in the Super G here in Narvik. He was recently competing at the Ukrainian National Junior Championships in Bukovel. and picked up top 5 finishes in both 2 slalom and 2 giant slalom races. Norway lead this first run and take that lead into the second run to hopefully close out with a win. That would be the first medal for Norway at, my apologies, the first individual medal. First gold for Norway. They have some good chances here. They've given themselves an excellent chance heading into the second run with 3 Norwegians in the top 5. Freddie Carrick-Smith of Great Britain rounding off the top 5. And Nash Marchand, the fastest of the French, currently sits 6th. Jeremy Nolting for the USA, fastest in 9th for the American team. Dmytro Hashbar of the Ukraine skis across the finish line into 94th position. Racer 111 is now on course. Ethan Bouchard for Ireland with the Gold Academy competition program. Competed at the World Ski Championships, the Senior Ski Championships of Saalbach in the giant slalom and the slalom event. Oh, but he has had troubles here. The 20-year-old skis out. Actually, not quite 20 yet. His birthday coming up in 10 days' time, March 23rd. So happy early birthday to Ethan Bouchard of Ireland. Luka Poperai of Lithuania on course now. Poperai. Apologies. A little bit wide there, but he's still in the course here. .86 seconds back here for the racer from Lithuania, Luka Poperai. Racer number 112 approaching the finish line here, and Poperai of Lithuania skis into 93rd position. Akos Verocai of Hungary on course now. He's been racing down in Austria, Slovenia, at some FIS events across giant slalom and the slalom disciplines. This is his first year as a FIS racer, so a young 16, just turned 17 on the 8th of March, so recently celebrated his 17th birthday. Akos Verocai of Hungary into 95th position. Yannis Slatiniotis of Greece on course now. Again, a racer that has competed at the Senior World Championships of Saalbach of 2025 in the giant slalom and slalom. Now the Greek racer wearing bib 114 skis across the finish line into 91st position for Slatiniotis. Gets himself a second run. Mikola Marichin of the Ukraine on course now. 50th in the Super G at these Junior Worlds.
Mikola Marichin.
7.28 seconds off the pace here on the first run at that third intermediate time. Mikola Marichin of the Ukraine, racer number 115. He started this first run a few hours ago, so has had just that bit of extra time to review, wait, prepare for this first run. Racer number 116 on course now, Axel Ben Nun of Israel.
Alex Ben Nun, Israel, 671 training at split 2, split 3 for Ben Nun is 953 training, currently first position, round 101.
Axel Ben Nun of Israel skis into 101st position on this first run. And again, these racers will, if they complete this first run, everyone gets a second run. Oftentimes, let's say at the World Cup events, the fastest 30 only go to the second run. At the Senior World Championships, these Junior World Ski Championships, everyone gets a second run. Those fastest 30 will go in reverse order. At the Europa Cup level, only the fastest 60 get to the second run. Totsawat Nokyam of Thailand, racer number 117, crosses the finish line, skis into 101st position. Torfi Johan Sveinsson of Iceland on course now. Sveinsson is into trouble on the lower section here, loses a ski and crashes out. That'll be a DNF for Sveinsson of Iceland. Looks to be okay, just a few heavy rolls on the snow. Thailand are on course now with Fabian Wist. Ski club in Zurich, so resides in Switzerland. Competed at the Milano Cortina Olympic Winter Games in the giant slalom and starting in the slalom event. Fabian Wist of Thailand now approaching the finish line here. Racer number 119 has skied into 102nd position. Patricio Crespo for Chile is next to go, the Chilean from La Parva. Just catch him here at the top of the steep section, opening pitch. You can see that he's trying to get the turn started early enough so he has the ability to work the rut. Good skiing here. Not easy conditions, and Crespo has managed the ruts and bumps on the opening pitch quite nicely. And these racers, because of that rut, having to go a little bit wider, rounder line than the earlier starters. Patricio Crespo of Chile on course and nearing the finish. Racer number 120 crosses the finish line into 93rd position. That's a good improvement on his start number.
From Belgium in sector 3.
Oh, and And racer number 121, Belgium racer Jule van Kiste, has crashed out here on this first run, so will not finish the first run. Racer 122 pushes out of the start gate, and we have Diogo Vasconcelos of Portugal. Competing down in Italy on the slopes of Bormio, where the Olympic Winter Games were held for the men's Alpine disciplines. Some FIS races there in Super G, Giant Slalom and Slalom. Didn't finish the Giant Slalom back on the 5th of March in Bormio, and battling through these conditions here, wearing bib number 122. Just a few gates to go here for Diogo Vasconcelos of Portugal. And he will cross the finish line, skis into 102nd position.
Vasconcelos, 1:14.35 race run time. Robin Mannes,
Robin Mans next to go for Belgium, racer number 123. Norway lead the way here on this first run of the Giant Slalom with Jarand Husby Haugen.
Robin Mannes, Belgium, split one.
Robin Mans of Belgium.
1, 2, 3.
He's 18 years of age. That'll be Casablanca Racing Team. Linking these turns together nicely. So hard to do to get some rhythm and a tempo going here on these GS turns, to keep speed going when the ruts and bumps are throwing you out of rhythm. And racer 123 of Belgium, Robin Mans, skis into 101st position. Hong Kong are next to go with Eugene Roger Michel Cornu Wong. Oh, and just as we cut to him further down the course, he's crashed on the upper section. And that'll be a DNF for racer 124. On course now as we get back underway. Just a brief hold. Racer number 125, Conor Verseveld of Ireland.
Conor Verseveld, Ireland, first split, 15:46.
Struggling to stay in on the upper part of the track. Oh, and he's gone down. Oh, hold on. He's just made it around that red gate. He was down and then back up again. Now just needs to settle into these lower turns. Keep that weight and pressure over that outside ski, even as the rut starts to bounce it around. Use the suspension and legs here to get to the finish smoothly. Conor Verseveld of Ireland really fighting on this first run here.
Conor Verseveld, seconds with 15, Thursday, 59.01.
He's just lost perhaps an arm guard by clipping that red gate a little bit too tight and close. Hopefully one of the course crew, the course slippers, will pick that up. It's not in the way of the racing line. 107th position for Verseveld of Ireland. Isaac Lee of Hong Kong out on course now.
Isaac Lee, unfortunately.
And that's a DNF, will not finish here. Racer 127, Dimitros Brempos of Greece on these opening turns here. Has been racing in Bosnia-Herzegovina, Ravna Planina in Pale at some FIS races.
Spectators and racers, coaches.
Well, it's been on the limit here from Brempos in the upper section, but he has made it through all of those turns. Now has the lower part of the track in front of him. Gentler terrain, not as steep as above, but it's the roughness of the rut that he just needs to pay attention to. Oh, and he's gone down here. Just losing that purchase of the outside turning ski. And that'll be a DNF for Dimitrios. Theo Montegni of Montaigne. We just pick him up here as he comes off the upper pitch of Madagascar.
He's 5'4", 5'76" trailing at 62. Theo Montagne, Madagascar. Next is Taipei's Yushin Tai. 129. 139 entries at the first race round. Third split. 57-14 for Theo Montagne.
Theo Montagne of Madagascar crosses the finish line. Racer number 128 into 106.
Race run time 1:15:06. Currently 106 positions for Theo Montagne, Madagascar. Yisheng Tai.
The racer of Taipei is Yuesheng Tsai on course now. Racer 129, which will put us into the final 10 racers of this first run. Getting a little bit late and low in the line, but holding on here is Tsai. Yuexing Tsai of Taipei crosses the finish line, skis into 109th position. Well, and that's a DNF for racer 130, Joshua Mackenzie, racing for Brazil. Second Brazilian here to push out of the start gate. Has been competing over in Canada at some FIS events. Felix Vaclawek of Luxembourg on course now and has crashed out on these opening turns in the steep pitch in quite a dramatic form. But he's up and on his feet. So a DNF there. We go next to Marios Yannis Tsiopoulos of Greece. So we just have a quick replay of the crash from the skier of Luxembourg. Back underway now for these final racers in the first round of this men's giant slalom here at the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships being held in Narvik in Norway. This is the Greek racer Marios Yannis Tsiopoulos on course now. Good tactics here from the Greek skier. Going wide, you can see that wider line being taken but he's able to keep it a little bit cleaner and smoother through the arc of the turn. He's not trying to go too direct and straight into the rut that has developed. Marios Jonas Tsiopanas of Greece. Halfway through this giant slalom run. Now throughout onto the lower part of the track.
Mario Jonas, 3 gates to go.
Marios Jonas Tsiopanas of Greece crosses the finish line and will go to the second run. Racer 133 on course now of Luxembourg is Robert Turpel. Turpel has been racing down in Austria recently in preparation for these junior worlds in Reiteram.
Robert Turpel, Luxembourg.
Skiing in giant slalom and slalom. Robert Turpel. He too looks like he will make it to the finish line here. Robert Turpel finishes into 110th position.
Lucas Max Sakal with 1:34 first, played 17:37 seconds, played 42:45. Sakal
On course now, racer number 134, Lucas Max Sakal.
1:0:69 second. Sorry, third split for Lucas Sakal. We have Jason Khalil, Lebanon.
Lucas Max Sakal of Lebanon, making his way through the lower part of the track, crosses the finish line, skis into 112th position.
Sakal from Lebanon, teammate Jason Khalil.
On course now, racer number 135, Jason Khalil of Lebanon. Competed at the Saalbach Senior World Championships of 2025 in the giant slalom and the slalom.
Yes, for spectators and racers, coaches, everyone. Excellent hamburgers and hot dogs behind at the barbecue.
Jason Khalil of Lebanon crosses the finish line and gets himself through to the second run for the closeout of this men's giant slalom race. João Vicente of Portugal on course now, racer number 136. Has been racing in France and La Molina in Spain ahead of these championships. Hasn't finished his last 5 starts. Oh, and here today he crashes out in the first run. And hopefully he gets up there because the next racer is out on course of Taipei, Sean Xiaoqi Chang.
From Taipei, and it's first with 18:04. Second split for Zhang from Taipei is 44:93. 44:93. John Xiaoqi Zhang from Taipei.
And through the third and final interval here for the racer from Taipei. This is Sean Xiaoqi Chuang. He's been racing over in the U.S. ahead of these junior worlds in Berkshire East Mountain Resort, West Mountain, and Waterville Valley Resort. And Chuang crosses the finish line into 114th position. Up next for Israel will be Benjamin Louis Goldsmith. And still on the ground there, we're holding the next racer in the start. Race interrupted here It's racer number 136 that crashed out, João Vicente of Portugal. He's struggling to get up. Not sure if he hasn't hurt his leg or knee, but now with the ski off, he's able to shuffle out of. We just want to make sure he gets out of the racing line for the next racers to come. 2 racers to go here on this first run.
Portugal. Top Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith. Penultimate racer of race run 1. He will be
Course workers, course crews still working hard, and they will continue to work hard the whole length of the second run as well. I think medical staff is coming down to just assess the Portuguese racer João Vicente. So just a quick little recap ahead of these final 2 racers of this first run. Norway lead the way and also sit second with Jarand Husby Haugen ahead of Rasmus Bakkaveg by 0.23 of a second. The Spanish skier who is second out of the start gate is Alex Aubert Serracanta, who sits third. Norway's Sebastian Hagen is fourth. Freddie Carrick Smith of Great Britain sits in 5th position. Rounding off the top 30, the fastest 30 is John Kerbo of the USA. He will get to go first in the second run when we reverse the fastest 2 British racers in the top 30. There's a look at our standings. There's 3 Norwegians in the top 5. Nash Marchand, fastest of the French, in 6. Next racer to go in the next 20 seconds here. We have the Portuguese racer who had crashed off and safely to the side of the race course. Racer 138 awaits his start. Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith of Israel on course now. Last racer is in the start gate as we see the penultimate racer on course here.
Goldsmith from Israel on course.
Managing these upper ruts and bumps. Beautiful settings here in Narvik. This fjordside ski town. The ski area is Narvik Fjellet. I would imagine you can see some incredible northern lights here on this northern town of Norway. Just about 140 miles inside the Arctic Circle. A premier destination for skiing.
Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith, Israel.
And for me, it's really been the views. Every now and then we catch that view from the start gate. The racers getting to see the town of Narvik sprawling below, and the sea. Earlier, ahead of the first run, we had a flyby of the Royal Norwegian Air Force, and that was quite spectacular. Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith of Israel, 115th position, gets himself to the second run. And final racer of this first run, bib 139, gives a good strong push out of the start gate is Patrick Bosma of Brazil. And this here in the giant slalom, Brazil, the Olympic champions of the men's giant slalom with Lucas Pinheiro Bratton. Historic moment for Pinheiro Bratton and Brazil. First ever winter Olympic medal and gold medal it was. 105th position for Bosma. And that concludes this first run. 139 racers started this first run. We have 116 in the finish who finished the first run. Those 116 racers will be here for the second run. Looking there. Leading the way is Jarand Husby Haugen of Norway, Rasmus Bakkaveg of Norway second. Spain shaking things up, mixing up, splitting the Norwegian trio. 12th for Sweden with Nick Nyberg. And, well, those fastest 30 will go in reverse order. So John Kerbaugh there will be first out of the gate, followed by Jack Spencer for Switzerland and Raphael Zangerl of Austria. The two twins, Freddie and Zach Carrick-Smith, in the top 30, with Freddie Carrick-Smith sitting 5th, striking distance to a medal. The times are stacked in tight there. You can see some ties down the list. Schwartz and Quintero tied. So the racers will now go back to the top. The course will be reset. It's the Swedish coach, Carl Johan Oster, who will set the second run course. The athletes have time to inspect that course. And then we will get ready for the second run, which should go out in about an hour and 15 minutes time. We'll go ahead at 2 p.m. local time. If there is a delay in the start time, we will be sure to update you here from this live feed from FIS TV, and bringing you all this live ski racing coverage from the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships from Narvik in Norway. This year today, the men's giant slalom, the 5th medal event of these junior worlds. Well, thank you for joining us, myself, Britt Janik, and FIS TV here on this first run. Please do stay with us. The second run is coming up shortly, the conclusion of this men's giant slalom event.